Hello, welcome Straight Talk Africa, live from the Voice of America studios here in Washington. It's Wednesday, March 9th. I am Shaka Sali. Today, we talk about continuing uprising in Libya and its possible political implications for the African continent. Libyan government forces attacked rebel-held towns in eastern and western areas Tuesday with airstrikes, rockets, and artillery, in a continuing offensive against opposition fighters trying to topple the Gaddafi regime. Human Rights Watch says Tripoli is calm because people are no longer reassembling in the Green Square because they were met with live gunfire over the past 2 weeks. NATO defense ministers meet tomorrow to discuss the ongoing violence. My colleague Paul Sisco has more on the story.
They shout, they pray, they demonstrate for the removal of Muammar Gaddafi. Courageous women in Benghazi, the eastern Libyan town that saw some of the most violent demonstrations in the early days of the uprising. Pro-Gaddafi forces have reportedly killed more than 250 people here.
He should resign. He spent 42 years in office and there is no infrastructure. The youth are struggling. He donated our money to foreign governments and hijacked our oil for him and his sons. He promises, 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 and that is it.
Witnesses say Libyan troops opened fire with machine guns and large caliber weapons on anti-government protesters. They say there have been recent attacks by Gaddafi loyalists with jets and tanks, forcing determined revolutionaries to pull back from positions in opposition-held cities.
The violence that's been taking place and perpetrated by the government in Libya is unacceptable. Australia joined with us in imposing swift and firm sanctions, comprehensive sanctions against the Libyan government. We continue to monitor the violence there. I want to send a very clear message to those who are around Colonel Gaddafi. It is their choice to make how they operate moving forward, and they will be held accountable for whatever violence continues to take place there.
Mr. Obama says a number of potential military options are being considered, and the U.S. is providing $15 million in immediate humanitarian aid. Increasingly, the flag that first flew over Libya when it became independent is being flown again by protesters in opposition-held areas, in Egypt's Independence Square, and it was dramatically raised and now flies outside the Libyan embassy in Washington, D.C. Former Libyan ambassador to the United States, Ali Ajali.
Today is the historical day for the Libyan peoples to march to the freedom. We are united, east and west, south and north, for our goal. Our goal is freedom. Our goal is democracy. Our goal is dignity.
Ambassador Ajali said he wanted to continue serving his beloved Libya as ambassador, but resigned because he could not bear his people being divided by mercenaries. Early, unconfirmed reports accused Libyan leader Gaddafi of deploying sub-Saharan mercenaries against the protesters. The Arab League, without the Libyan delegate present, and the African Union condemned the harsh government crackdown. But the AU has been criticized for not taking a stronger stand against Mr. Gaddafi. The uprising presents something of a challenge to the African Union. Gaddafi funds about 20% of the body and has major investments in several African countries. Gaddafi's chairmanship of the AU ended in 2010. He wanted to stay on for another year against the AU's bylaws to consolidate his power and secure his dream of being the self-proclaimed King of Kings on the African continent. He did not prevail, and today battles for continued control of Libya after more than 4 decades of rule. Paul Sisco, VOA News.
Thanks, Paul, for that report.